Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be talking about One Piece, chapter 1066, 1066. That's where we're at right now. Honestly, One Piece is my favorite anime. I've been following it since middle school. I love that. Like, I literally, like, I mean, this is my hero. That's Deku. But my seat, like, this is literally Zoro. And my steering wheel. You see, I got the skeletons all around. Yeah. But anyways, so I'm just gonna go off my notes because I can't remember everything off the top of my head. But I am loving this. Oh my gosh, we're learning so much about information we didn't have before. So the Straw Hat Crew, they are in Egghead Island, and that's from the Void Century. We found out it's actually an ancient civilization that was very advanced. So the machine that was discovered, it was made in the Void Century, and you know, from the jump, Vegapunk is dodging Robin's question when she was asking basically like, fuck. Okay, so Vegapunk is explaining to Robin and the rest of the crew that this machine was discovered elsewhere, and Robin asks, does it happen to be discovered during the Void Century? And he dodges the question and is just like, how much do you know? So it doesn't really say no. So I'm gonna assume that, yeah, the machine he's talking about was produced in the Void Century. So O'Hara, Robin, this is all connecting back to Robin and the island that she comes from, which is O'Hara, and we learned about that way back when Robin is joining the crew, and she's literally they're in what, Annie's lobby. Yeah, I believe that's what the arc was called, and they're literally fighting. They got the Buster Call there, and they escaped. Honestly, if I can go back to first watching that, I thought that arc was amazing. I really thought, like, it's a thing that the One Piece character, like, Luffy would come this far, and to even have fought Kaido, Big Mom, like, just liberate Wano. I can't even, like, I was not even imagining that at that point. I thought they were so amazing then, and that's why I love this story, because there's just such character development and growth, and it takes its time, and you just are along for the ride. But so the Void Century is actually the history of the war between 20 kingdoms, which is now the world government, and the advanced civilization. And basically the 20 kingdoms won. That's why, you know, the victors write the past. They control the past. They basically just erased all of the war and all of the ideologies from that war in the advanced civilization. And I mean, I could just imagine that they oppress people today, so it was just keep people ignorant so they can gain more power, you know? Like, I can't imagine in an advanced society they would be struggling with, I don't know, things like poverty and enslaving people and just very low vibrational things. I don't think they'd be doing that. But the government basically admits that this whole thing is true, that Vegapunk explains, because of the fact that they even send the Buster Call to Ahura, and that makes perfect sense. And they did a terrible job at covering this up, which Vegapunk also explains later. And it's crazy because anybody who talks about it is gonna be eliminated, even Vegapunk. And I believe, like, last chapter, they just sent out the cipher poll to eliminate Vegapunk. So we're gonna be seeing them soon. But the government is definitely on to him for knowing, and it's like, if he's on Egghead and they know that, then they know he knows something, because this is not an island from, the present. So, the scholars looking to overturn the world government were on O'Hare. They got there by Professor Clover. And I just love that he's even being brought back up, because honestly, it's just crazy, the foreshadowing. I was not thinking about this dude back when he was first introduced, when they was given a little exposition about Robin and where she came from. So basically, this dude was a big shot dude, archaeologist, like escaped out of prison 10 times, like from the world government. Like, that is impressive. Like, that's really crazy. But then again, it's also like, thinking about it too, like, people talk about old NBA stars and how they're like killing it with the rings and stuff, but then they don't really want to consider them as good compared to present day players and the challenges they face. I think that could also be applied to the world government then versus now. Like, they had top dogs over there, but I don't think it's honestly nearly as much as they have right now in terms of power in the world government. I mean, Drake was an undercover agent, and I would say he's pretty strong, like, it's considered world generation. But anyways, so the lake on O'Hara was a lake full of books, and I just thought this was like poor execution on the world government's part, because how do you not realize a whole lake of papers and books? And he says books of all kinds. So I believe that when they go to Elbaf, they're gonna see Robin's gonna get some type of paper or some type of momentum left by her mother, and that's gonna be wholesome. Like, I already predict that, because it doesn't just say it's stuff about the Void Century, it's just history about humanity. So I love that they're sticking up for Robin too when she starts crying. They're like, Vegapunk, why are you making her cry? Because it's emotional for her, like, here at our island. And also understanding that Soul is also alive too. They touch base on that later in the chapter as well. Oh yeah, we get Vegapunk's reveal for what he looks like. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting this at all. Like, they're always coming up with some crazy stuff. Dude has like a huge forehead. Like, his head is mad big. Like, it's literally like a heart-shaped forehead, and he got mad hair on the back. And I guess it keeps on growing with the more knowledge he gets, which would explain why he's even split himself up into multiple people, because, like, if you're getting that much knowledge about the Void Century, there's no way you're gonna keep on, like, having a forehead that huge. Like, that's that's ridiculous. So yeah, Dragon's also there, and it's revealed that he also knew Professor Clover, and I just think the plot thickens, man. Like, we're finding out more about Dragon, and I love that. I really want to know who Luffy's mom is. I want to get some type of hint. Like, what the heck? Oh, okay. So, basically, oh yeah, let me just touch base on the Dragon and Vegapunk panel. So, Vegapunk should now be 65 in present day, and Dragon is 55. And he was also the captain of the Freedom Fighters. That's what they were called before they became the Revolutionaries. When Kuma and Ivankov joined, they were founders of the Revolutionary Army, which is revered today. So Elbaf, the Giants are already on O'Hara months after this has happened, and they are just taking the books back to Elbaf. Vegapunk can't keep them because it's just a liability. You can't be working for the world government and have all that on you. And it just makes sense. Elbaf is its own place, and they got giants to guard it. Like, nobody's just walking up in there and, like, rocking shit. And that's where I think, like, this huge war is going to happen, because the world government is going to try to test and go there after they already know that the Void Century paper, they're going to find that out. And they probably already know, because of the fact that they're trying to assassinate Vegapunk. They know he knows something. And I think Blackbeard, Big Mom's definitely going back there because she gotta face whatever. Like, she's wild. Sis really ate those kids. She really ate those kids, and that is really crazy. But she gotta go back there and realize that, because this whole like fetish thing she got for like putting the souls in like food and stuff, that's weird. Okay, I think that's so weird. Like, she's for real crazy for that. But anyways, so Soul he comes back and he's finishing the job. He's still alive, he's just bandaged up. He's the one who's really orchestrating them, taking these books out and putting them in Elbaf. And I just respect this dude so much. I want to see him again. So Vegapunk is acknowledging how bad the cover-up was, and he declines to join the freedom fighters and instead join the world government because of the money. He went where the money was, and that is just so smart on his part, because you know what, they're gonna be on him anyways. He might as well have the money and still have some type of freedom to explore whatever he wants to explore. The freedom fighters don't got no money. They're just a military group, and they wasn't really doing anything at the time. And this Banyu is before you know, Roger finds the One Piece, Wano, and Odin. All that is happening. But O'Hare even shook Dragon, like just how ruthless the government was to obliterate all those people, like in one night. Like, that is just sick. And we find out that he also hates war, which I thought is a shock. But it also explains why the Revolutionary Army moves in stealth and not like just out here fighting every day. It also explains why he wasn't even at the War of the Best when Ace and all that happened with Luffy. You know, I think they're waiting out until the real war that's gonna like just be the determining factor for the fate of history. But he does vow to change the world, and this is before he has Luffy as well. As far as we know, Luffy is his only like child. So I am just curious what his thoughts were leading up to having Luffy after he's already declared that he wants to change the world, what he expected from him, and how that contributed to him letting him be raised by Garp instead of actively being in his life, even though he was there to save him when stuff was going down. So I'm really curious as to the reasoning behind that. So Ivankov and Kuma are the founders of the Revolutionary Army, and that is amazing. And it's even more crazy now knowing this, the fact that like Vegapunk was asked and Kuma being turned into a pacifista and him agreeing to do that in the first place. Clearly there was some type of camaraderie between Kuma and Vegapunk and him allowing him to do that. And honestly, I think Vegapunk is smart enough to have, like, I don't know, to have him come back in some way if they were comrades. Like, I don't think Kuma is just gone forever. But the crew is definitely asking some important questions that we're all thinking. Frankie's asking why Kuma even decided to help them, which I want to know too. I mean, I think it's kind of explained since he is part of the Revolutionary Army. Of course, he would try to save the Straw Hats, but I think there was more meaning behind that interaction in the first place. And if that wasn't the actual Kuma, then was it programmed to do that? Like, did Vegapunk interfere to allow that to even happen? Because, you know, he doesn't even answer these questions. So Dragon and Professor Clover knowing each other, Robin's asking that. I want to know that too. Like, where do they know each other from? And what did he tell him before? Like, I just want to know how much does Dragon know? Because clearly he's had all this information readily available to him. And Robin did spend the time skip period with the Revolutionary Army. So I want to know more about her dynamic with Dragon as well. And then Ivankov is a founding member. Sanji's asking, like, I don't understand how Sanji didn't know this after spending that much time with Ivankov during the Void Century as well. And it's crazy now that we think back on this, not the Void Century, the time skip. We think back on this time skip and where everybody was sent. Like, Robin was sent with the Revolution armies. Frankie was sent to the lab for Vegapunk, who is essentially allies with the Revolutionary Army. Sanji sent to Ivankov, who works for the Revolutionary Army. Luffy, yeah, we sent to Bo Hancock. So maybe she does have some ties with the Revolutionary Army as well. Who knows? I mean, I think Bo Hancock knows something else. I don't know. Who else was there? Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe we'll find out more in the future. I think obviously we're gonna find out how their time skip away time contributed to now, and what plan was in place for them to even be broken up, because Luffy definitely needed to get stronger at that point, and they did a great job. And this was all orchestrated by Kuma, who is a pacifista and was being controlled by Vegapunk. I'm still unsure Vegapunk's stance in all this, whether he's good or bad in terms for the Luffy. Because, you know, he says, I can't release you, but I have something to show you. And I think that gives more of the little ominous feeling, like, okay, he can't release them? Like, is he just talking about now? Or is he talking about, like, forever, since he just talked about this with them? Like, I don't know. But I think if Cyberpole is coming for him, then he's going to have no choice but to ally with the Straw Hats. And he's already allied with Dragon on the low. So Luffy's crew is with Bonnie, and they meet the other Vegapunk. And I'm still unsure about, like, how these Vegapunks rank, all the different ones, or which ones are good and bad. Honestly, I forgot how many he even said he had. It might be 7. I don't know. That's reminding me of, like, Harry Potter, Horcrux, Voldemort stuff. He should not be named. But, he shows them that their shoes can float. So my guess is that they're going to be going up to where Robin and the other crewmates are, and seeing what he has to show all of them. And I'm curious to know why they're even, like, separated in this way. I think that's intentional. But why, like, the other crew can know about what they know, and Luffy is still kept in the dark, because he doesn't even want to know from Robin really either. She doesn't even talk about it because he doesn't care. But I just want to know how Luffy plays into all of this, what Vegapunk understands about Joy Boy, and who Luffy is, and the D's in the name. Like, I'm guessing that he would understand the reasoning behind that. If not, then, because what does the One Piece even contain? You know, if all this information about the Void Century is literally still there on O'Hara, like, what mystery is still to be found about the Void Century, and what makes the One Piece so special? Like, if it's not just, like, treasure, like, physical treasure, like, I want to know what it is. And, like, I don't know. What did they laugh at when they seen this? More questions to be pondered next time on the review. I think I'm gonna do, like, a reaction next time to the chapter instead of just talking about it, because writing all my notes down was a lot of work, and I'd rather just talk about it straight when I'm reading it. So I'm gonna do that next time. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me your theories about One Piece, what you think's gonna happen. You know, how do you think, I mean, I've seen this trending a little bit. Do you think Dragon has Conqueror's Haki? I think he obviously does, and I have screenshots to prove it. But, yeah, and who's your favorite One Piece character? Let me know down below. All right, bye!